I'm noticing little details. It's a beautiful vehicle, really much improved overall interior quality, driving dynamics and options, and everything looks beautiful, fantastic. But little things here and there. The door squeaks like there's no tomorrow when you open it up. Obviously, I'm right now driving. And then look at this. See that? This is unacceptable for a $20,000 vehicle, let alone a $100,000 vehicle. I'm still enjoying it, so I'm not gonna take away from that. So in this video, you guys will see my dislikes and some of the kinks and some of the complaints that I had. Okay viewers, a quick review of this 2025 Range Rover Sport. It's got the flush door handles, great interior quality. This is where, you know, they have really made marked improvements. जो issues हैं, अब जैसे ये, you can hear, yes, can you hear the squeak? I mean, this is a brand new car practically. Second thing is the door handles coming out fine, like they make a lot of noise. Okay, now on to the second row, it's really plush. I love the leg room. You know, the best thing I like is you're able to slide your foot underneath the front seat. That really helps out. So the power adjustments are right here. It's power reclining, and this is pretty good. The seat does not go forward and back. You have the seat heating over here, and then two USB-C outlets and one 12-volt cigarette start outlet. I like these flushed handles as well. The grab handles are very important. I mean, people don't realize, but you know, it's really helpful on a long journey. You can stretch out your arms. Overall, a great vehicle, drives really good. This is the P400 edition, which is really great. And the best part about this is the back. The way it looks is just phenomenal. I'm just disappointed with some of the quality issues that I found at this price. For instance, if you ask me, obviously this costs more than the X5, X7 even. So now with that being said, is the quality that good? So for instance, one of the issues is that the braking, from the jerking, overall harshness of the drivetrain is something that I did not expect. Disappointed that, you know, the last generation drove really solid. This one feels solid, but when you drive it, it just feels as if it's missing something. I'll show you some kinks of the interior, exterior, the vibrations, seat vibrating on rough surfaces, overall rattles coming from different places. And when you brake, you gotta hold on. It feels like there is a linkage disconnection of some kind, where you don't even have to press the brakes aggressively. It just feels like there's a loud thud, and there's something disconnected. As soon as you press the brake, it just you hear a loud noise. I mean, it's just not good. The sound system, this is probably the best iteration of Meridian sound system. I've had it in a few of my cars, and I've really tested out quite a few JLR products. This iteration of the sound system is absolutely fantastic. And look at the screen. The size is not the main thing. The overall integration of the infotainment is, as well as the resolution and everything else. It's pretty well laid out. Really easy and very responsive. So it's got a tablet style functionality where you can just slide through the menus, or you have shortcuts right here. But as I mentioned earlier, the kinks are unbelievable for a car for $20,000, let alone a $100,000 car. I am a bit disappointed with the overall build quality. Like it's not fixed properly, right? And the other changes, controls, the door quality specifically is way better than the previous generation. It's got this leather wrapped soft touch material, then this fabric. It's the base of it is hard, but you know, there's fabric coating above that. This is hard plastic. I don't understand why there would be hard plastic in this kind of car anyway at the upper section of the door. So it's not like aluminum, or in other trims maybe there's an option. And then everything else is soft touch, even the door pockets are soft touch. The steering wheel, typical Land Rover, Range Rover steering wheel for the past few years, where you know, you activate the controls and then they changed. These are capacitive buttons, so you go into the menu from here, and then you have these options, info panel. So with the info panel, you have this trip summary right now, but then you can go up and down, choose amongst the options. So media, navigation, empty panel, that's an option, or driver assistance, 4x4 info, but I keep it at the trip summary. Then you press it again, and now you have the display layout. That is different. So you can have the dials, where these two dials will be on each side, and everything else in the info panel would be in the middle. Then you have this map layout. The map layout, obviously, it's a lot of cars do that now. So you can have a full map menu where you know, it would show your speed over here, then your gear indicator. And this stays regardless of the lane change assist or lane keep assist symbol, stays regardless of which mode are you in. The clock, temperature, miles is always there. This is a trip computer, and this trip computer in all Jaguars is activated with this switch over here. Jaguar, Land Rover have been doing that for years. So it's empty now. You press it again, shows you the date, then trip A, trip B. And in order to reset, all you have to do is just keep it pressed. So in the info panel right now, it's set to trip A, but you can change that going into the menu. So you have to go in the menu, unfortunately, for that. And as far as the display is concerned, my favorite display layout is just the dials. So the gauge cluster on this 2025 Range Rover Sport is fantastic. It is one of the best gauge clusters that I've seen. They've changed it where, you know, it's attached instead of being integrated into the dash. The 3D camera in this Range Rover Sport is really good quality. The resolution, the overall execution, everything. The dual glove compartments are just a winner. Land Rovers have been doing that for a while. So these are my initial impressions. The overall layout is beautiful. The car feels solid initially, but has some quality issues. I love the power delivery of this powertrain, but it could be smoother. Otherwise, it's again a great product. It's a premium product. I would give this higher marks for seat comfort and some of the comfort related aspects. The feature set, the way it comes loaded with more features in my view than the base model BMW X5. Just don't get bogged down at Range Rover name. They've done it for too long, and I just wish, you know, that at the rate they're charging for these cars, they need to be more competitive. This product feels like an economy car manufacturer going the luxury route. It does not feel the other way around, like with others, specifically BMW and Porsche, and even Audis are just so-so these days, despite being highly technologically advanced and beautiful interiors and everything else. So it's just the trend, but the price needs to be according to the product, and that's where I have an issue. So there are many things that are disappointing, even though I'm loving this vehicle overall. The feel of this car is just definitely like any other Range Rover high end, but the Sport has always, in my view, I've always found it short on quality and luxury compared to, let's say, X5 and everything else. But now I think this is right up there. It's just like Mercedes. Some things are not properly tightened and put together that well, but center console is solid. So no complaints. It's just a little bit disappointment now that in an emergency I just press the brake and it seems like there's a thud, loud thud every time there's no smooth transition, and it's a luxury car. It seems like that something just stuck the axles really hard. Every time you have to press the brake harder. So little things are in there, but you know, overall it's a vehicle to appreciate if it can last. The reliability, contrary to the belief in the past at least 3-4 years, they have really improved. I myself have a Jaguar F-Pace SVR. So far so good after 5 years almost, so can't complain. If you're familiar with Range Rovers, except for the infotainment system, you would be right at home. This is something that I would love to keep now. Up until now, Range Rover Sport is not something that I ever thought about. They're still doing a lot of things unique, and that's what makes them a little bit more appealing. So for instance, while driving this Range Rover Sport, it's not even the top of the line product from Range Rover, but obviously a higher end product. It just feels amazing overall. I'd be, no matter how many dislikes I have, because it's a Range Rover product and I expect better quality and integration overall, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, I would still, if I get a good deal, I would still buy this with warranty, obviously. But there are a couple of things that I don't understand. Obviously, this is probably half the size of my Lincoln Navigator, right? And it feels so substantial that while driving, it feels, I mean, it's narrower than the Navigator, so you notice that, but the overall driving impressions or driving feel is heavier. I just don't know why it is like that, because it doesn't have to be this way. You drive a BMW X5, a Porsche Cayenne, or even X7. They are heavy vehicles as well, but they do not drive as big as this. It doesn't mean that it's not agile or sporty. This is actually exceptionally good and fun to drive, don't get me wrong, but in a different kind of way where you are constantly reminded. Not that I'm not saying that the Navigator is sportier than this, no. I'm just saying that overall around town, moving it around in the parking lots, turning, making U-turns and K-turns and things like that, this feels bigger than the Navigator, heavier than the Navigator, which I don't think is the case. So anyway, with that being said, I'm still enjoying it. Take care.